Enthusiasm is the electricity of life. How do you get it? You act enthusiastic until you make it a habit. Gordon Parks. My friends, I'm enthusiastic each and every day about these markets because I find them absolutely fascinating. And again, spend the time, learn these skills, and don't worry about how long it takes because you will totally make up for that time as soon as you learn how to accurately chart these markets. Now, what do we see going on? We've talked about it, and it does appear as we, again, end this week that the markets slid sideways and are trying to move back up again after this stall week. I mean, again, looked like it was topping. Now, we talked about how we did not have the telltale sign. I mean, again, the whole reason we entered no down trade, and that was because of what? We didn't have higher than average or average volume for the top. And then we had this doji week, and what did we have? Well, we had average volume, which again, if we had higher than average volume, this is showing you the opposite. This is on the down, then a doji or a spinning top with lots of movement back and forth, and then taking off. We were looking for the same thing, of course, in the opposite directions. We wanted to see high volume with the green top here, and it just didn't do it. That's why we didn't pull the trigger going down. Now, what has it done instead? It looks like it's shifting over to move up even higher. Now, up for the day, 1.20%. We can see where on the two-day chart things slid along this trend line and then moved back up. Now, the trend line has shifted. We have shifted it. Why? Well, because, of course, as things, this is what it looked like on that first week, or in fact, it could have even, sort of been setting up that way. And then what happened on the second week? It got to about here, and that's sort of where it's stayed. We see the half day, how it pinched below there on Wednesday the 17th in the morning and in the afternoon, and then turned around for the last 2 days, the 18th and 19th, moved up markedly. Now let's look at the NASDAQ 100. Look at it even further. It slid sideways. Again, we had more than just a doji that other week. And look, we didn't have any volume to back that up. Either the top itself, that is, we want to see again lots. Well, here we go. Here it is. You can see it here where things topped and we had higher than average volume back on the 17th of July. Then things slowed that next week. And then, of course, we had, let me move this so you can see it. Then we had a doji with average volume, and then things went down. And, of course, we grabbed up 2.43% in that down trade. It worked like magic. Well, we don't see that here. We have seen for the last, 6 days on the two-day chart, things moving up. They went through back on the 4th of January. We saw that two-day candle push through the weekly trend line and then turn around. So stocks, both the S&P and the NASDAQ 100 indexes moving up nicely for the day. What about 20-year bonds? They're up a little bit, 0.21%. But of course, as we see things moving, we see how things again topped out without high volume. Average volume right on the doji week or the spinning top week, and then looks like things began to accelerate on the way down, and we're up to average volume this week, as we were a little over last week. And that doji week, which is many times the changeover week, of course, we were at average volume. So we see now on the 2-day and the half-day chart, we are below that weekly trend line. Gold, again, gold is marked negative for us. We hit a lower low, not much as far as candle size goes, and gold is up a little bit for the week. For the day, 0.29% down for the week. We can see on the 2-day chart, first day of the latest 2-day candle, we're still below. We're still below also the weekly trend line on the half-day chart. Lastly, we'll look at Bitcoin again. Big red down candle for the week. We're below. It is up for the day, 1.63%. We're below on the 2-day chart. And on the half-day, you can see where it went down in the morning and then recovered some in the afternoon. Look at all that volume. So that is where we are on all these charts. Markets may be getting ready to start moving again in a discernible correction. We shall see as we get into the new week. And as always, we appreciate you guys being with us. Always love to hear from you. CW@chartingwealth.com. Be sure to check out the Charting Cryptos, Commodities, and Currencies, which we've released to everybody on Friday. It goes out early to the Patreon members. If you're not a Patreon member and would love to get our 3-part series, Options Made Simple, the Charting Wealth Way, that's the first thing you get when you sign up at any of the 3 levels at Patreon. In addition to that, you get our weekly vertical crossovers. Try to find 20 for you every week. These are stocks in the S&P 500 that are rotating from green to red, from red to green on the weekly chart. Again, we go through there, help curate those for you, looking at volume, giving you some things to potentially practice trade. By the way, in the show notes today for subscribers at chartingwealth.com, which is free, we have a great training for you on fractional trading. When you get ready to start using a little bit of money in your trades, how you can do that with maybe $100 or so and buying a fractional share of something like the S&P 500 and tracking just how good you are. It's easy to cheat with paper trading, but when you put a little bit of money in, like $100, if you lose 10%, that's $10, okay? You lose 2%, that's $2. You make 10%, that's $10. But it gives you a way to actually enter trades, to go ahead and set, your loss limits and go ahead and set your limited sell orders, all the kind of things you need to learn about the minutia. You can learn with fractional trading. God bless my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.